And welcome back to my channel. It is Friday night, first night. Well, I don't know whether it's night 1 or night 2 in lockdown, considering that we were locked down 8 o'clock yesterday, last night. First day, guess first technically night. I don't know. I've already lost track of time. I've lost track of everything, and I'm in lockdown. So hello to everybody. So hello, Cal. Thank you for becoming a member. Those music notes look very nice on you. So now you're part of Joe's choir. Christine, hello, Watson, and Jenna, Sweet Tea, and anybody else that's watching, say hello. I have made it subscribers only for the first little while because, you know, what happens at the start of every month, they bump off a whole pile of subscribers. Australian politics, where they drink in sessions and have people talking about squatty potties, people who are doing bad things, just like in the US. Well, yes. Well, it's very interesting because people have actually written to the Speaker of the House concerned about the behaviour of the Deputy Prime Minister. Apparently he wasn't drunk. I have that screenshot. But we'll look at the footage. I know that I've already showed the footage, but we'll look at the footage. So we've got Helen Dalton. Oh, she's hilarious on Twitter again. Justin Field, the independent in New South Wales. He's also causing some trouble. When I say causing trouble, but, you know, just doing the good stir up the pot. Friendly Geordie's released a new video today, and it had me absolutely laughing. And I actually felt really embarrassed because I did a video on the exact same thing, but his was amazing class. Then we need to look at our friend Katie Joy and what she's been doing on her Twitter, because she's had another Twitter meltdown. Hello, Mama Duke. Your little music note, welcome to the choir. Looks very nice. So our choir members, yes, all have music notes because it's Joe's choir. It's funny, the way that I studied this channel and how I wanted it designed is totally different to how it is now. It's completely opposite to how it is now. And so, anyway, we just go along as we do. We'll see if Ralph is working tonight. Ralph is working. So the rules are fairly simple. The rules are easy. I have easy rules. I'm just going to be kind. No hateful or racist comments. Excessive trolling or rudeness will result in a time out. There also, you couldn't see what was on the emoji. And the other thing is some of the swear words. We have set some words into the night bot, particularly some of the swear words, some of the big ones, and some of the racist ones are in there too. So, yeah, that's all. So, yeah, we can have different views, different opinions, different thoughts. The other thing is, yeah, there's two things that Katie Joy mentioned today that I believe she got wrong, so I want to fix those. And of course, she did have to mention Brian Houston, of course, but she left. There's two stories that she put on her Instagram today that she actually missed a lot of the context out of. Anyway, so let's start off with our friend Barnaby. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know how much of the thumbnail you can see, but I found it on Twitter. I don't know who designed it, but I think this sums up our government quite properly. Have a look at this, and it's already been turned orange. We've got alleged rorter, alleged rorter, alleged rorter, alleged drunk, alleged failure, alleged monster, alleged artist, and an alleged pest. How many of those are in high positions at the moment? Most of them. At the moment, most of them. So, yes. So that is what I used for the thumbnail. Welcome to Australian politics. These are the clowns running our country. And And I might as well start off on a rant, hey? Well, nothing's been proven, Jenna Sweet Tea, because they won't allow any investigations. You did like the thumbnail? Cool. The Prime Minister came out and said that they're not going to make vaccinations mandatory. How dense is that? No wonder people aren't getting vaccinated. You've got all the state leaders saying, please get vaccinated, and you've got the dipstick of a Prime Minister saying, oh, we can't make them mandatory. People should be free to choose whether they want to do them or not, and businesses can enforce them if they want. Really? We've got 3 states locked down at the moment. And you're talking about the only way out of the pandemic is to get vaccinations, and you're not going to make it mandatory? Hello? Someone been drinking the happy juice. Anyway, as I said, that I'm just stating, you know. Oh, I would have been getting it anyway. I can't right now. Oh, wow. Well, Jenna, this is what I think. Unless you've got a health reason, and there are people that can't get the vaccine for health reasons. There are people that can't get it. And unless that, and that's a discussion you need to have with you and your doctor, then I don't have a problem. But for everybody else, it's what we call the herd immunity. If you have the majority of people doing it, then it's not a problem. Right. Let me find the video. I did a video today. I was talking to somebody today. Well, apparently there's just been a new variant as well. Where was I reading that? In Peru. And Delta has got whatever the reproduction rate of Delta is, the new strain doubles it. So it's getting bad. About to have a booster. See, hey, Christine, we can't even get the population vaccinated. I'm sure they haven't even thought about the booster yet. They should already have the booster ready to go. They should have the booster on order ready. But, you know, I'm not going to, I just get really annoyed that our government does not think ahead because they're stupid. All right. So let's have a look. We're going to have a look at Barnaby in question time, and then we're going to have a look at what somebody wrote to the speaker. Wow. Well, that's good. I'm glad that he was able to get. Well, maybe they thought. The other thing they had to do, they actually had to remind the Deputy Prime Minister. This is also, in Peru. There's a new strain in Peru. I was just reading. I heard about that today. So this is let's work backwards a bit. So this says Barnaby Joyce. Moment Barnaby scrambles to put his mask on in Parliament, he had to be reminded to put his mask on. This is our Deputy Prime Minister. If my internet works. That says advertisement. I don't want an advertisement. It's called the Lambda, L-A-K-D-A. Is it the Greek letter L, whatever that is? That's a new strain.
The government promised that aged care workers would be fully.
So they have to remind him about his mask.
That aged care workers would be fully vaccinated by Easter. Does the Prime Minister take any responsibility for the fact that this still hasn't happened?
Yeah. The Prime Minister has the... Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We do take responsibility for the vaccination program, Mr. Speaker, right across the country, and the challenges that we've had in the vaccination program and overcoming them as well, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, that's one.
Say that I'm great.
That's it. That's that one.
Believe, Mr. Speaker, that during the course of this most recent COVID outbreak in New South Wales.
So anyway, so this says, so let's have a look, because then I'll show you. Oh, then I'll show you the letter from the. So you tell me, is this a guy that is sober? We'll probably get another ad. I should have done it. I had all the time in the world. I apologize for my bad internet. It's supposed to be the best. It's supposed to be NBN. Wow, 40%? Wow. I don't know anywhere that's got it under control, Marmaduke.
Where the vines meet the sea. Meet you at Devon.
All right, so do you tell me whether...
I like going to the movies, and I can't but always remember Howard here is the aviator. But Howard here is the aviator, but the Labor Party got Albo the advocator. Yeah, the great advocator, the great ideas man, straight from the pool room.
I'm gonna play that again. All right, then we're gonna. You tell me, is that how somebody?
Now I like going to the movies, and I can't but always remember Howard here is the aviator. But Howard here is the aviator, but the Labor Party got Albo the advocator. Yeah, the great advocator, the great ideas man, straight.
Okay, so he was asked the question about building infrastructure in regional New South Wales. That was the question. All right, I'm just going to change my background too. So tell me, do you think that is somebody that would come across as being sober or fit for work? Because I know if somebody, for me, if I turned up to work like that, I would be sent home and accused of being drunk. Not sober. You can't, well, that's the thing, wind whispers. I would argue that I never understand what he's saying. He's mumbling. He mumbles a lot. Talks really fast. So somebody wrote to the Speaker of the House, Tony Smith. And this was the response. The name of the person that wrote has been redacted, of course, because I don't want to. So you won't see a name. Okay, so let's have a look. You would think, apparently, says, "Good morning. I refer to your correspondence below in which you assert the Deputy Prime Minister was drunk on the floor of the chamber yesterday during question time." I can't see what this is. this part here. I'm going to have to probably make it a bit, it won't move for me. Oops. I'll make it. I watched proceedings at the time and made no such conclusion. Following your email, our office reviewed the footage again. We've also spoken to people who were in the chamber in close proximity to the Deputy Prime Minister at the time. All have confirmed that your assertion is completely false. There were 80 members in the chamber at the time. None of these members, government or opposition, raised any concerns. Finally, there has not been any mention of this in the media. If you believe a member of parliament can be present in the chamber drunk without such behaviour coming to the attention of the media, you are mistaken. If a member was drunk on the floor of the chamber, the speaker would ask them to leave. I trust this clarifies matters for you. And that's the speaker's assistant. If we can just try and keep things civil, and yeah, please. I don't think I've got a mod in here either, so it's really hard to catch what's going on. So according to the assistant of the Speaker of the House, he wasn't drunk. But I would somehow, to me, that is not the behaviour of somebody that's level-headed, in my opinion. So the verdict is officially that there was nothing wrong with his behaviour. I'm actually quite staggered by it all, to be honest with you. So then what was that? Well, hello, Anthony, who is lonely. Anyone need a good word? Always need a good word. Thank you, Anthony, for your super chat. Very appreciated. So the other thing that's happened, I'm just going to touch on that before we go to Helen Dalton. So as far as we're concerned, the Joe's Choir believes that he was drunk. Here, that would be called drunk in public. Yeah, but as I said, they're denying that he was. But I just find it, he seemed rather drunk, or at least not in his full mind. I think what bothers me is his daughters are adults now, but he's got 2 young sons now. I mean, what are they going to do when they see that their father's a fool? So anyway, that's our Deputy Prime Minister, people. If something happened to ScoMo, he would be in charge. Is anybody else concerned about that? Because that worries me. That worries me completely. So I've been talking about an alleged in the office of the Defence Minister's office. And you are a little terrified, Watson. I am too. Anyway, we have been going on about the fact that nothing has been done. Today, there was a statement made by the ACT police. Oh, thank you, Cal, thank you, the $5. Thank you. And it says that a 26-year-old man has been summoned to appear before the ACT Magistrates Court for an alleged essay in 2019. Police will allege the man had sexual intercourse with a woman without consent at Parliament House on Saturday, the 23rd of March, 2019. They can't say the R. Why? I don't know why they can't say the R word in that. Detectives from ACT's Police Criminal Investigations, SA and Child A team the specialist team dedicated to investigating essays in the ACT first received a report in April 2019. The investigation remained open, and in February 2021, a formal complaint was made. Detectives have since spoken to a number of witnesses and collected evidence as part of the investigation. Officers today served the man's legal representation with a summons to appear before the ACT Magistrates Court on September the 16th, 2021. The man will face one charge of sexual intercourse without consent. The maximum penalty for this offence is 12 years imprisonment. Now, there's a few things I know. I don't know, like about, sexual intercourse with a woman without consent is the R word. Ugh. But he hasn't been charged for the R word. He's been charged. It's really bizarre. So it's just really bizarre. And yeah. Well, that's the question, Jenna. Why not? Because that's what it was. So this is Brittney Higgens' accuser. This is the person. Finally, Brittney Higgens is going. This is the she's the victim. So he's the. I don't want to say perpetrator, but he's the perpetrator. So he's the perpetrator. Finally, they've done something. Now, the thing that's really concerning is that the then defense minister actually gave this person a reference for a new job after they sacked him for misconduct. They gave him a reference and packed him out the door. Now, there's been rumours going around that there are other victims and other allegations. There's also been talk that sounds like they're trying to get folk going for the lesser charge. It sounds like, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. And then he's been in a mental health facility. So they were saying that he had a mental breakdown as well. Yes, so September 16, he's going to court to face the music. So for the first one. So I mean, it's been since 2019. This has been hanging on. Now, he's released a statement. So he's now released a statement. So let's look at this statement. So he's a staffer. So he's a former Liberal Party staffer. He's accused of SAing Brittney Higgens, has declared he's an innocent man and will fight the charges. Lawyers acting for the Queensland man have told news. I've just picked news.com.au because it was there. That he never had sex with Higgins after they both returned to the office after midnight in 2019. In a statement, the man's lawyer said he would unequivocally reject the allegation that there had been sexual intercourse. My client absolutely and unequivocally denies any form of sex took place at all. He will defend the charge. Police have confirmed they intend to charge the man with sexual intercourse without consent after a 6-month investigation into a former Liberal staffer, Brittney Higgens' allegations. The federal police served a summons today. So he's saying that he's innocent and it didn't happen. So all right. So it's 12 years jail if he's found guilty. So Now, don't forget that she did report it at the time to her boss. And what did she get called? A lying cow or something? Didn't her boss was a woman? So she's been fighting since 2019 to get anywhere. So it's been pretty. It's been a long journey. As I said, I don't know. I don't know where to go from here. What's going to happen? But again, it doesn't look good with the culture of the government, with everything that's been going on. Look, I think they did all the medical records, Jenna. I think she did all the right things. It was reported she did everything. It was originally claimed in 2019. I think she was. There's lots of talk going around about what's happened. I guess we've got to wait until we see the oops. I'm hoping no one's getting bullied. I'm sorry if someone's getting bullied, but please be respectful. You can disagree, but you need just to be respectful, please. Yes, there's evidence, I believe, Jenna. So, but they gave him the allegation is that the government gave him a job reference as well. I know we've all got different. I know we've got different political views in here, and that's great. But please just keep it respectful. And if people are saying they're uncomfortable in the talking or they're feeling bullied, we just need to pull back, please. Yeah. So please just bear that in mind. And I don't have a mod with me tonight. So I can't see all the comments. I'm going to miss something. Yeah. So that's something that's at least come out really good for Brittney Higgens. There's, it's going to start. Helen Dalton. I'm sorry, Cal, that's fine. I just want everybody to feel welcome, and you can disagree. I just want everybody just to calm down. Yeah, great. All right. This actually cracked me up. I have to say, I laughed at this. This is Helen Dalton. She says, Barnaby popped over for Friday drinks. Barnaby popped over for Friday drinks. I had one question to ask. I had one question. I'd say, here he is.
Hey, I'm here with Barnaby. Just to ask him a few questions. The first one is, hey Barnaby, why did you give $80 million to a Cayman Island company for non-existent water?
It's like saying, do you believe that Mrs. Smith should vacuum her living room?
Hey, I'm here with Barnaby.
There you go. That was the video. Did you want to see it again? And I love it how, based on the last few days' video of him talking nonsense, how they've just got it. So let's watch it again.
Hey, I'm here with Barnaby. Just to ask him a few questions. The first one is, hey Barnaby, why did you give $80 million to a Cayman Island company for non-existent water?
It's like saying, do you believe that Mrs. Smith should vacuum her living room?
Hey.
As we said before, she is not very happy about the vaccines going to city. Anyway, so it says New South Wales CAG order blocks release of data on how much Pfizer vaccines taken from each regional location to give to Sydney. How do they expect people to trust government and do the right thing during the pandemic when they hide anything? So there's a gag order in place from New South Wales Health. So they can't find out how much has been taken. Yeah, it was about the water. Sorry, Jenna Sweet Tea. I should have explained it a little bit more. Oops. We need to just settle down, people, please. All right. So she just did something there. All right. Justin Field also did something today. All right. Says, Justin Field says, it's John Barilaro, can't tag him unblocked, and the New South Wales Nationals, who are the biggest handbrake to good government in New South Wales. We have record rates of biodiversity loss, but Barrow wants more to help developer mates. Shameful. And this is the article. I don't think that I can look at it. I don't think it will work. So it says, greatest handbrake to investment, New South Wales to review biodiversity offset scheme. The New South Wales government has promised to review its biodiversity offset scheme in face of criticism from Deputy Premier John Barilaro and lobbying from developers and mining mates. Mr. Barilaro on Friday called biodiversity offsets the greatest handbrake to infrastructure investment in the state, and said it was wielded as a revenue-raising mechanism. In a significant ramping of rhetoric on the issue, the Nationals leader told a webcast conference of developers that the biodiversity offset program was impeding the government's own delivery of critical infrastructure, and said the formula to calculate costs was a lucky dip. So this again is about the water by the looks of it. They're trying to change the scheme to fit the miners. So biodiversity, labeling them an offset, a handbrake against investment. Remember, this is a guy that is supposed to be supporting the bush. Sorry, Jenna, I'll slow things down. It's okay. So he's supposed to be looking after, should be looking after the bush, but he seems to be not doing that from what everyone is saying. So don't forget, he's the one that's suing Friendly Geordies, or Jordan Shanks. So, all right. Yeah. So that was that one. All right. You might go to so this is what I was talking about the Prime Minister before. Now for me, I will talk about policy and bad policy. I don't care what party you are. If the policy is bad, the policy is bad. All right. So a no jab, no job policy will not be pursued by the federal government, which has said it's up to the individual companies to make their own decisions about mandating vaccinations for staff. This is what I'm saying about mixed messages, because on the one hand, they're saying to get out of this, we have to vaccinate. But then on the other hand, he's saying, well, we're not going to make it compulsory. So the federal government's top lawyer, Solicitor General Stephen Donoghue, QC, on Friday briefed the nation's leaders of the legality of workplaces mandating vaccine for staff and customers. It comes after fruit and vegetable company SPC announced to make vaccines mandatory for on-site staff and visitors. Vaccines will also become mandatory for aged care staff from September, while quarantine workers in sub-states already are required to be fully vaccinated. Now, to me, in my opinion, this should be a no-brainer. Vaccines will become mandatory for aged care staff from September. Considering that we have a lot of cases in aged care, I would have thought it would be compulsory. And quarantine workers should be vaccinated. Anyone that's dealing with anybody. Yeah. Yeah, I think we just need to call. Can we just call a truce, please? Because I'm not in a position to be able to sort this out. So we've just got two different sides at the moment, and I can see what you're both saying, but I just I really just, can we just leave it, please? Well, I may need somebody to mod because it's just too hard. I know politics is always sensitive because everyone's got their own views. Oh no, that's all right. We just need to get along. That's fine. We'll go to Katie Joy in a minute, and that'll be fine. Yeah, as long as we can look. Let's just draw a line in the sand, and if you can actually block people. So if there is somebody really annoying you, you can block them so you don't actually see their messages. I think you just click on their names and you can block them. So if somebody's really annoying you, you can actually block them. So that might be the easiest way because I don't want to intervene. I don't want to destroy the chat or anything. And, yeah. This has always been a chilled out place, so we don't have a lot of this. So if I look like I'm uncomfortable, it's just because it doesn't happen all the time where we get on each other's nerves. But again, we're like a family. Joe's choir, we like a family, and we don't get on all the time. All right. So he said, except in the areas I've already nominated, in the areas of quarantine and aged care, both the Commonwealth and the states are not making any moves in that area. Oh, thank you, Cal. Yeah. So they're going to leave it to individual employers. So currently the Fair Work Ombudsman says most employers should not assume they cannot force their employees to get the vaccination. See, this is what I'm talking about mixed messages. If it's not going to be enforced, why are people going to go get it? And if people aren't vaccinated, we're going to continually have lockdowns. We've currently got a no-win situation. We actually need a government to stand up and say, if you don't want lockdowns, if you don't like lockdowns, we've got to get vaccinated and we're going to mandate it. They mandate them for children. They even pay parents some money once they've finished their parliament in session. When they've done their 18-month vaccination, or they used to, once they've had their last or their 2-year vaccination, they got some money. I'm still saying that they need Australians like money. And I know it doesn't work in the US, but it would work here. Give them $300 per vaccine, they'll be lining up. So they mandate extensively tested. Okay. Oh, that's all right, Mama Duke. That's fine. So people are asking for vaccines. Well, that's right. We have a diversity of opinions, and I want to encourage that. I want to encourage. I'm very much an encourager of a diversity of opinion. And also, we just have to know when to pull the reins back and say, whoa. When we get to KJ, you're going to bring up, did you do an outburst on Minister of Sobriety? I don't know. You got a $5 voucher for a cafe? Look, I don't know, Dawn. To be honest with you, I don't know what to believe anymore. But the plan is they want 80%, or they've set a target for 70% vaccinations. And when they hit that target, there won't be any more lockdowns. At this rate, at the rate we're going, we won't ever get out of lockdown. New South Wales will be locked down forever at this rate. I just don't know. But my point is, my point is that it's not the fact that people don't want to get, it's the mixed messaging. That's what my point is. It's we want you to get it, but you don't have to get it if you don't want to get it. And then, thank you, Tom. Hello. So we're not getting any incentive here, but maybe that would be great for people who've been cleared for vax. Where? Look at Malta, 90%. I know Peru. Peru's got a high number of vaccinated, but they've got a new strain as well. So, yeah. Oh, really? Oh, what? I feel ripped off. All I got was stickers. I got a sticker each time, and I had to ask the second time. I got... See, I feel ripped off now. All right. So just remember, we're getting to points now where we're getting to disagree. So as I said, let's just remember to keep it respectful. Let's keep it respectful. You didn't even get a sticker, Physics Down Under? Yeah. Yeah. So what I wish that they would do is whatever they decide, to stick with it. So if they want vaccinations, well, people need to get vaccinated. If they don't want to, Oh, really? You got something else? Wow. Yes, but interestingly, I'm in the western suburbs of Melbourne. I'm in the western suburbs of Melbourne, and my area is where the virus is at the moment. And yes, and that there's complaints that we have one of the lowest vaccination rates in the state. The problem is that there is a high number of people that aren't eligible for the vaccine. There is a very high range of people in the area between 30 and 40 who aren't eligible. So while they're saying, the virus is in an area with low vaccination rates, yeah, that's because a whole group of people can't get the vaccination. So well, I'm hoping that they're going to backdate it. I've already written to Elbow. I've written to him and said, hey, it's going to be backdated. I believe they're backdating it so that if you've had it, you should be able to get it. But I want $300 for each one. I'm just greedy. Because I can tell you that that money will go straight into the local economy. So that's going to help the local economy. So you want 300? I know, I reckon we should. Apparently AstraZeneca, if they don't backdate, it's got some. Well, that's right. Well, and it then well, it then rewards all the people that didn't do it, eh? But the biggest issue at the moment is still. You've been watching the COVID stuff today, yeah. Well, okay, well, AstraZeneca's renaming itself apparently. It's going under a new name. Rebranding. There is a tweet apparently. There's a tweet on Twitter. So the next few bits are going to be on different. I actually was just going to do a what's trending on Twitter, and I was just going to go down to what was trending and see what all the tweets were, because I reckon that would be humorous. But it says Josh Frydenberg archiving or deleting all tweets before 20th of June 2020, where he undermined the Victorian government over lockdowns. Now he's saying short, sharp lockdowns are the way to reduce impacts on on the economy. How things have changed. And then someone else is saying that they can't get past October 2020. So he's been deleting all his tweets. Oh, Joshy boy. The anti-vaxxers would disappear probably. That is pretty cheeky if that's what he's doing. I was reading something today to say that he's in big trouble in his local seat, and that they may have to have him go to Sydney to get re-elected, because people are so angry at him. You'd be buying computer stuff. Well, hey, I could put it towards a new computer. Well, it's about, yes. I mean, it's all about. I mean, my kids would have it if they could have it. Well, that's right, and the messaging's been stuffed up from the start, and I just don't like how it's. Well, that's what I'm saying. It would be money towards my new iMac. I just don't like the mixed messages, because, and the thing is, the government still hasn't got enough vaccines. They've not thought about the boosters. I don't imagine we're going to get out of the. I don't want to say stuff out loud, because, as you all know, everything that I've said so far has been correct, except the fact of a national lockdown. But we're getting pretty close. I have said that we'll be having to have it. We'll be getting to a point where the whole country will be locked down. We're getting close. But yeah, I know. And as I said before, it looks like the block that I got special consideration to do remotely is going to be remote anyway. I would just love to say what you do is awesome. Oh, thank you, Cal. Well, see, we've all said we've just vaxxed 24-year-olds in hospitals with heart condition. Wow. All right. So, as you know, last night we watched Todd Chrisley talk about Without a Crystal Ball. Now, apparently I laughed too loud and people didn't hear what he was saying. So I apologize for that, but I thought it was funny. So today has been a Twitter storm. So let's have a look. We'll start. Remember, she's got 2 Twitter accounts. So this is the official one. I'm hoping they will. No, but it's no, but I downloaded the Google certificate from my MyGov. But I've also got a little sticker that sits on the back of my driver's license as well. Oh no. Lockdown means a refund. So are you technically locked down or not, Osbel? Because you're right on the border, aren't you? Well, I always tell people that you need to speak to your GP about the vaccines, and if you do, that's something to do. I mean, I wouldn't listen to Greg Hunt. I don't even listen to ScoMo about vaccines. I went and had a chat to my doctor. So yeah, that's all right. As I said, it's just that you get feedback. You acknowledge it, you apologize, and you move on. So she said, OMG, my husband's not a neo-Nazi. This podcast is like listening to the other lawsuit with people inserting themselves with false information about us. Norse mythology isn't Nazi. Please stop using sources made up of people who lie and spread ridiculous rumors about me and my hubby. Oh, you're in the bubble. Okay. Oh, you're in the bubble. That's right, because you're in a border bubble. Correct, because you're right on the border. Yeah. Yeah, and that's like you have that discussion. I mean, I was sick when I had it, and I went to go I went to my doctor and said, look, I'm eligible, do I get it? And he said, go for it. So I did. Yeah, don't listen to. So that says, please stop using sources made up of people who lie and spread ridiculous rumors about me and my hubby. Really? You should listen to you. You are a reliable source that would never lie or spread rumors. Can't expect to say whatever you want and it not happen to you. Then there's a whole pile of stuff about mythology. As a Scandinavian, I don't know if I should feel offended that someone compares Norse mythology with Nazism, or if I should just shake my head knowing that there's a lot of numbnuts out there and they quite willingly exposing their stupidity. And then there is a video that says, did Mr. Crystal Ball, aka Katie Joy, and her husband sign up to the record label that his band was signed up with was known for white supremacy. That is what the problem is. These people are ridiculous. Oh, mate, this tosser is just reaching because he knows he has no case and he's screwed. For those that want to learn about Norse mythology, and then someone else has put, former self-proclaimed investigative journalist Katie Joy Paulson tweeted this at that Reddit post, and yet again WIACB either exaggerated her own expertise or tried to gaslight. The other ruin is thousands of years old, but she has also been co-opted by original Nazi. Anyway, so there's some research there. So she apparently, I heard that Unirock was also trying to strike Unirock. Unirock could actually, I mean, Roadhog could actually state that they ganged up on him and they've done it deliberately together, and that would be a breach of terms of service. So then we've got Docking, you got the story, Laurel Ali. I mean, it's good you private the videos, but my goodness, one who throws stones at me for false stories, you have your own problems. So this is a post that Truth Sleuth wrote where she actually admitted that she'd made a mistake. She has stated that she got the information wrong and she was correcting the information and she was private in the video. And so Katie Joy goes, Shocking that you got another story wrong. And it says, we've received so many messages of support the last few weeks. Harassment on YouTube seems to be a massive problem. I was naive when I started my channel. I had no ideas that trolls, fake accounts, and creator harassment was real. I want to thank all of you for reaching out. Your words of encouragement have kept us going. I thought she worked on her own. I didn't realize that there was an us involved. I don't know. I don't understand. See, if I see a symbol, I would, in most cases, I would think about the Nazis, because that's what I've learned in history. I don't know what it means, you know. Your words of encouragement have kept us going. We know we can't control what people say about us. That has never been our issue. It's people actively interfering and causing harm in our life that is the problem. This creator harassment is shocking. I will not quit my job reporting because of harassment. Female journalists experience high levels of harassment online during our gender. Where's this come from? The Washington Post covered this topic in March. Violence against women takes many forms and online harassment is one. So now she's saying it's because she's a woman that Todd Chrisley's going after her, not the fact that what she said, not what she said about him, but that she's a woman. If you quit, you let them win. They may scream loudly on Twitter, but your growing follower numbers overall on YouTube prove the majority of people thoroughly enjoy your content. Journalist? Didn't you say you weren't a journalist? She isn't a journalist. Oh, really? Did he try to downplay it? Oh, I'm going to have to look into it as well. But Todd wrote on a video that Katie Joy never ever said that somebody was making up the lie that she speculated about Todd's sexuality. There is a video where she said it. So now that's saying WOACB, kids are off limits. Don't ever bring up anyone's kids. Monster. Also, WOACB, Anna picks Josh over her kids. Deflection Central. This reporting about a criminal case involving child SA material, CPS involvement is common in these cases. You talking about my kid for no reason is not the same. I didn't get arrested for CSAM or have a history of molesting kids like Josh. But he's never been accused of doing anything to his own children, and his children are innocent, just like her child. Talk about deflection. So, neither have I, Christine. Dear Chris Banner, I'm sorry for your trauma. I do not know you, nor do I know your story. But I assure you that I'm not using your story for anything. I'm sorry for your pain. I have everything handled on my end. Don't stalk, harass, or lie. Take care. I don't recognize the name. As a long-time viewer, I'd probably know if they were stalking you. There you go, lying again. That's a huge lie. I guess you don't know her as well as you thought. You said in the previous post she has great attorneys. How would you know? You're looking a little creepy. KJ, keep your eye on this stand. She's the type to follow you home. Ah, Chris. Uh-huh. Oh, it's about an article or something. So this is this person here. So I also saw a clip today where she was talking about her relationship with Red Hot from last year. Sorry, what's happened with Dawn? I'm sorry, I missed something. It is the vaccine. We lost our 36. Oh, no. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Dawn. That's horrible. Roadhog, you don't get to upload someone's content as your own. You don't get to publish it, then threaten the person you stole the video from. If you appeal it, we will sue you for copyright infringement. You will lose. And then someone says here, he's so disgusting. Who are you not a victim of? Your whining, finger-pointing hypocrisy is proving your true colours. I used to be a huge fan. You're a self-destructive mess. I know you will delete this and use the block button. I don't care whatsoever. You deserve everything handled to you. Also, KJ, stop threatening to sue everyone. You know damn well you're broke. Pay your attorneys. You don't like to work for free, so why should they? P.S. Lindsay considers you an acquaintance, not a friend. So stop with the SWF routine. You're starting to act like Nat. Well, he's up to 2,000 subs at the moment. So, that reminds me, I've actually got to turn off subscriber mode. I was actually going to turn off subscriber mode. Do that. Make it open again. It's just going to. Lindsay Chrisley responds to her family. She released a statement on her podcast alleging a year-long smear campaign. She says she has reached out to her dad to handle. She says she has reached out to her dad to handle this through lawyers. Check out her podcast for more. Why is everyone celebrating this man? He's ultimately after his daughter Lindsay, who he believes is a lies. Katie relayed facts based upon easily accessible publications. How he talks about Katie is how he talks about his own daughter. Come to your senses, people. And then she says, I used court records for reporting or went off social media interviews and public statements. Right, you did. Right. Then she's done Christine Brown lists her home for sale. Apparently she's moving. Then here's another thread. My husband is not a neo-Nazi. My husband and I are not racist. The recent threats feel more like extortion than an actual attempt to settle a dispute. I will comply with court orders, but at this time, defamatory accusations against me and my husband will appear in countersuits. It's awful how people get and how people are affected by this. Even this woman has faced it just for being on commercials. I'm very glad to hear you'll handle this legally. These threats against you, your family, and your followers must stop. I'm sorry to listen to you. So many of these idiots are jealous. As far as Todd Chrisley goes, he should be ashamed of himself, what he's done to his family. Why is Todd Chrisley jealous of Katie Joy? Why? What's he got to be jealous of? Yesterday, he said she had no money. Yesterday, she referred to his husband as being a has-been musician. What on earth has he got? So, did not know that claims made against Sabia and her husband concerning his MV as a practicing pagan who studies runology. I couldn't agree more with what M2S says here. Hate groups have hijinks people's religious symbology, but context is king. Minister Sobriety says, I have no plans on following this Chrisley situation. Maybe we should do. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. But I did listen to his last podcasting thingy and a few things out. So I'm assuming, Will, you were talking about this link here. Then she says, I have no interest with a public fight with the Chrisleys. My attorney has contacted their attorney. The threats Mr. Chrisley made in his podcast, along with his defamatory statements, will be brought up between lawyers. Mr. Chrisley is out on bond by the federal government. So she's going for it. I went and just listened to it. He didn't threaten you at all. That was hidden. She hid it. She hid that response. Mr. Chrisley is scheduled to be in court next week for a hearing related to his 9-count Fed indictment. He's facing 30 years in prison. Mr. Chrisley should truly focus on his defence for his case. Filing frivolous lawsuits in federal court will likely not make judges happy. You should check out Minister Sobriety's video. He did show some interesting facts. His defamatory statements, his, and of all the people, do you feel to be the right one to school others on online conduct while in litigation? That's rich. Snitches get stitches. Todd Chrisley is going to slaughter your butt. Yeah. So I'd seen that there were a few people called her out and said, wait on a minute, you don't have. Of course. I saw in one video, I might have been in Menace's video, I saw underneath one of the videos that somebody's offered to donate to a PayPal for their legal fees. Whatever's happening is working, whatever they're trying to achieve, because Toad's come out and said he's going to sue as well. So here we go. So we've got more. We're not finished yet. All right. So then we've got Jana Duggar and Courtship Mastermind by Jim Bogg. And then she goes, right, this is the one. I take exception to this. Online threat. Oh, no. This is not this one. Online threats and attacks are highly damaging to women's careers and health. 1 in 10 had sought medical or psychological help after being targeted, and 1 in 3 started self-censoring. Now, well, she wouldn't have any issues if she watched what she said. Let's put it straight on the table. If she could keep her mouth shut and stick with facts, if she's going to report, you need to report. If she's a reporter looks at both sides not biased. They report the facts. That's not what she did. This is the one I object to. The Daily Mail had a missing child in their reach and did nothing. So she's taken this. She's taken this part of the article. He brought Sophie to the meeting with the Daily. Now, what she hasn't stated here is that they did an interview and I'll show you the article. What? She's literally registered as a missing child. This is so disturbing. What is wrong with people? Unbelievable. What a bunch of idiots. I would have had the police hidden in the bushes to get her back to her mum. She isn't going back to her mum. Her mum is problematic as well. She was ordered to the care of her auntie. The problem that I have here is that when I went and checked the Daily Mail article, the Daily Mail stated that they had actually interviewed Sophie and Michael before there was an issue. So let's just pull up the actual source document, because we want to show facts here. We want to look at it properly. And they explained that when they did the part of the so the interview part was done before there was a warrant, before there was any issues. So this is the article, and she's taken a small snippet out of it. So this is Sophie Long's father speaks out. He says he'll only bring his abducted daughter back if he's promised a jury trial 1 year after she accused her mum's fiance of sexually abusing her. SA. Now, they're still maintaining that there was SA. KJ is saying that there wasn't because the mother said there wasn't. Hello, David. So it says Michael Long has a warrant out for his arrest after failing to show up to court in Texas over a motion brought by his ex-wife. He sparked a manhunt in mid-July after going on the run. Long spoke to Daily Mail in an exclusive interview a day before the warrant was issued, saying he would only return if he was allowed a jury trial. So, yes, she was classed as missing. So KJ saying, well, they didn't do anything. But the day after, the warrant was issued. So A warrant has been issued. Michael Long was due to show up in court on Wednesday, but Long told Daily Mail that took place the day before the warrant was issued. The only way he will return to court and bring his daughter home is if he's allowed to before a jury. The motion, which was brought by his ex-wife Kelly Long, opposes the jury trial and is asking for Long to be summarily jailed for 18 months plus an extra year on one count of hiding Sophie and one of failing to hand her over. Kelly is also asking for Long to be placed on probation for 10 years and for him to be held on a $20,000 bond, as well as being forced to cover her legal costs. Long has been laying low with Sophie after he was told to hand her over to an aunt in North Carolina and was banned from speaking to his daughter for 90 days. He brought Sophie to the meeting with the Daily Mail, which took place in a neutral location. This is what she's saying. She's saying that the Daily Mail should have reported her. But again, she doesn't know that they didn't. The 10-year-old appeared happy and at ease with her father, was keen to tell Daily Mail about the A grade she received at school and her favourite classes, including arts and English. But what she's neglected to tell everybody is that the warrant for the arrest wasn't issued until afterwards. So they've actually put the warrant here. He says, I'd absolutely go to jail to protect Sophie. I'd do anything for her. She's a 10-year-old child. She shouldn't be having to deal with this stuff, these high conflict custody cases. This wasn't about getting a custody case. This was about getting justice for my daughter. It turned to that because the system didn't take action as they promised people they would. People like to say this is a vendetta against my ex. No, it's not. This is about a little girl who made an outcry and has a diagnosis and has not gotten justice. There's no way I'm going to turn my back about it. Sophie's story shot to prominence last August after a video showing her screaming and crying during a custody handover went viral. According to her father, Sophie claims that she was SA'd by her mother's fiancé and was diagnosed with a vaginal infection after being taken to hospital last summer. She was interviewed by a specialist nurse with the father outside the room and repeated the claims to her, according to records seen by dailymail.com. So why is KJ saying that it's not happened if there are actually medical records to show? Katie Joyce says that she's made it up. But the Daily Mail has stated that they have seen records that back up her claim. So following her claims, they launched the investigation into the case and Long was awarded temporary custody in the two brothers. So then it says, but then the story took a after the hearing when the court-appointed guardian argued that both boys should return to their mother after they began exhibiting behavioural problems. So both boys have since been exposed to Bellington and that no arrangements for visitation with him had been put into place since the order expired. Of course, the allegations have been denied, accusing Long of jealousy and ripping the family apart. Attorneys for Kelly Long also claimed last year that the unfounded claims were part of Michael's personal vendetta against his ex-wife. Oh, really? Yeah, I don't know. But they said that she took it back. But why then is there records that she was examined? That's my question. Daily Mail said they've seen the records. I mean, they haven't published the records for obvious reasons. But could Sophie have taken it back for fear? So it says she was also interviewed by a specialist nurse with her father outside the room and reported and repeated the claims to her, according to records seen by the Daily Mail. So she was in hospital. She had a vaginal infection. She was treated for a vaginal infection. 10-year-old wouldn't have a vaginal infection for nothing. I'm just saying, there's more to this. I think there's more to this story than we know. Anyway. Frisco PD said would later release a statement in August confirming Sophie was safe. Long has Since April, he's been allowed a handful of FaceTime calls with his sons, but even those have now petted out. Well, that is true, Wind Whispers, but wouldn't they have said that? So Sophie was ordered to live with the aunt following a hearing in May, during which he says he was not allowed to testify, while his estranged wife, Courtney Chalmers, who long believes was working with the ex-wife, was called to stand. When the order for her removal was finally handed down, he said he felt numb. This isn't a criminal matter. It isn't. He's going to jail if we find him, kind of thing. It's a time period, and I knew the only thing to do next was to file an appeal and to do it quickly. So what I'm saying is, he says at the end of the day, this is about. I'm not saying. Okay, all right. As I said, I'm just saying the Daily Mail has said that they've seen evidence. So to me, and I mean, I haven't followed the case. I've only really seen what has been said, particularly mainly by Katie Joy. And she's adamant that she's made it up because that came from the mother. Well, of course, the mother's going to say that she made it up. So I'm just saying that if the Daily Mail has seen medical reports, maybe it is true. So anyway, that's what I'm saying. So my whole point is, that again, Kay Joy didn't show the context of it all. She didn't state. She's implied that the Daily Mail, but we don't know that the Daily Mail didn't actually speak to the police and tell them what they knew. But he didn't have a warrant for his arrest at that time. Oh, look, I don't. They possibly could with the father's. I don't know. I did watch some of Rakita Law's stuff, and at the end of it, he just said it is a big fat mess, and the children's safety is at play, and that the children have to be. That the children have to be made safe. But he said if anything of what Michael Long has claimed is or has alleged is true, there are serious questions to be answered. So that's all. As I said, I'm just really confused. So it's just but see, for me, it's just very worrying. Yeah, well, that's true. And they did say, though, that the dad was outside. The child has to come first. I still don't understand why, at the age of 10, that they're not speaking to her to find out what she wants. Is there an age where that happens? Apparently she's 10. According to the article, she's 10. I think, to be honest with you, from what I can see, both of her parents are messed up. From what I can see. Oh, you're allowed to choose at 14? I don't know what the age is in Australia. I haven't had to do an age. It's in Texas, hey. Well, that's my other issue. Why hasn't there been any checks on the boys? Oh, so Texas, 12. A child who is 12 years old can speak to the judge in person. In Texas. So she's still got another 2 years. I still don't understand how it's gone to. I still don't understand why they've gone from sole custody for him to then no custody. All right, so they have a possession, so they have conservatorship, a sole managing conservatorship, and a joint managing conservatorship. So that's about the rights and duties of the parents. So either solely, looks like they've had a possession and an access order when the parents have physical custody of the children or when they can visit the children. Texas have 2 statutory possession and access schedules, standard and extended. These schedules dictate time each parent spends with the child. In Texas, a child's decision cannot be the sole factor in determining which parent the child lives with. However, once the child reaches the age of 12, the court can consider the child's wishes. Oh, well, that was cool. So my concern, I mean, because every time someone says about her being SA'd and she was referred to a brat, Katie Joy denies it and says she's retracted it. But again, I've not seen anything to say. There's been no documents or proof or anything that I've seen, but then I'm not following the case very strongly. I mean, that Daily Mail article is about the most information that I've seen, and they've said that they've seen some documentation about a conversation that she had with somebody where she's recounted it. So I don't know. But what I do know is that we should be believing the victims. And I'm assuming that that's why Dad got the custody. But I don't know. It's just one great big mess, and I don't think she's helping matters. And I wish that she had not implied that the Daily Mail had done something illegal. I wish she had stated that I wish she had stated that they had spoke to him before the warrant was issued, because she's implied that the Daily Mail are aiding and abetting. She did call her, she still denies it. Is Will still around? Does he want me to look at the Menace to Sobriety's page, does he? Let's have a look. By the way, there'll be church again on Sunday for all of those that are interested, because we're locked down again. So, is that where you wrote your message, Will? Well, that's true, Wind Whispers. I mean, as I said somewhere, I said you can't expect KJ to let the truth stand in the way of a narrative. Okay. Is that where you wrote it? It's going to be 10:30 my time, and usually it's but it will be. I'll put a link in my community tab so you can grab it. So Minister Sobriety, he says, I am. She was out of line. And I don't like the fact she says, oh, she lied. Remember, the kid's 10. All right. Steve McRae manager. Oh, here we go. Will. Wow, Will, you wrote a big sermon. The Sermon on the Mount by Will. Will says, first off, Katie is actually starting on a bad foot to begin with. Minnesota has anti-cyberbullying laws that favour Mr. Chrisley. 2, she has questioned his sexuality. She has questioned his sexuality of him and the Duggards in the past. This will be used against her. I see you ignored that point from the podcast. 3, she's deleted tweets and such, which will be used, which is against the court order she just received. The courts and juries hate that. Will be used against her. The judge can even fine her or throw her out her counterclaim because her deletion is not acting against. Her deletion is acting against the court. Her claim, oh, it's okay as long as I keep a copy. No, what part of do not delete did she not understand? If Katie truly wants to survive, she needs to unplug, throw her phone in the drawer, take Todd and Von on a small getaway or something, then come back, get Chrisley's offer in writing and do every part of it. She's outed sources previously. That's just par of the course. It'll be cheaper and less emotionally draining for her and her family to just settle. I don't believe it was a court order, but a request from his attorney, hopefully to the correct person, considering his Twitter war with a fake WOACB account. A number of courts have issued rulings imposing a duty to preserve before litigation begins if a party knows of an existence of a potential claim and can identify relevant evidence. Well, Will, you're quoting law here. Dude. Hey, you got a response from Mr. Crystal. My balls are made of crystal. He's only got 3 subscribers, by the way. Dude, stop pretending you know everything pertaining to this. You don't. And don't worry about my family. We are doing just fine. You got a response. Wow. You got a response from the Toad. All hail Will. There is another one where it's like how God is. There is another one where somebody says, where he says that Katie had been, somebody had been making things up about Katie. Here we go. He says, my balls are made of crystal, says, I'm seriously considering a defamation lawsuit against him. I don't know why. Then he says, just the way they put Saltsy on a pedestal, then when they found out he actually didn't share the same hatred towards Katie, they turned on him. All these people are pathetic. He upset the Toad. Then he says, I get it. We will cheer from the sidelines. The wackadoo. Do anyway. He says, this kind of hilarious. But on the other hand, it sucks because people are coming for Katie for calling him a closeted homosexual. She would never say something like that. Really? He is adamant she would not say anything like that. He is adamant that she would not do that. Mr. Ball's made of crystal. I think you need to check out the Reddit about your wife because they have got her clearly saying that he's a closeted homosexual. Also has got footage of her talking about the Duggars being in the closet. All hail Will. Oh, you have my respect, Will. You. Can we get GoFund for Will to get the? I think so. I think Will needs to be. I think Will needs to be. We need to get Will. We need to get Will something. I don't think he know. I really don't know. I really think he doesn't know what she's up to. Let's see. Katie Joy is saying because there's video of it. There has to be a video on it. Will is the new. Yeah, Will's the cult leader. I would have to agree. Will is the real cult leader. To get a response out of he upset the toad. He upset the toad. But you know what, Will? I just wish you'd put I'm a lawyer. I would have just loved. Oh, that's right. I know Rankin did a reel on it. Is this the one? I'll have to find it. All right, so this is a year ago. This is Katie Joy from a year ago. This might be it. And if you're watching Toad, you really need to watch what your wife says.
Todd and Julie Chrisley. Some of you in comments had said, "Are you just trusting gossip sites?" To which I said, "Hobbycock, that's not how I do my work. You should know better than that. I actually have the indictment, you guys. The indictment, the 27-page indictment that goes through line by line how this whole scheme played out." So let's start from the beginning. Todd and Julie Chrisley are stars, or formerly stars, of the show Chrisley Knows Best. Todd Chrisley is described as a self-described self-made millionaire. Prior to working on Chrisley Knows Best, he was said to have made his millions by purchasing foreclosed properties and then reselling them to lenders. Now, this is kind of where the scheme starts and sort of morphs into this massive scheme. Now, on Instagram, Todd insists that he did not do this, there was no part of this, and rather he was set up by a disgruntled employee who falsified documents and also who did all of this behind his back without knowing. Now, Todd is to be believed, there would have to be someone doing a whole lot of stuff behind his back with him having zero idea what's going on in his financials. And I'll tell you one thing, with someone that has as much money as Todd and enjoyed flaunting it as much as he did, including purchasing a $3.3 million home and leasing a Bentley, I highly doubt he had no idea what was going on with his finances. So, mortgage. Like, how did they go through all of this stuff and not realize that, like, all these false documents and all of this would catch up with them? Like, if I know anything about Uncle Sam, they will always get their money. Always. Then, all of this. And you know what's funny? Is in Chrisley's statement on Instagram, he wants you to believe that he had no idea that any of this was happening. You'd have to be a damn idiot to not know this shit's happening. And then another time when the IRS agents asked him about, because he's the accountant, he's their certified accountant, right? So the IRS Criminal Investigations Division asks, like, how does Todd Chrisley make his money? And he says, I don't know. He's his damn accountant. And he tells the IRS, I have no idea how my client makes his money. I can't believe the scam went on for as many years as it did. This is unbelievable. Properties. And this is where it gets sick. So all the while they're owing the government money and they're like defrauding all of these banks, they take a lease out for a Bentley convertible. A Bentley. You know how expensive those cars are? Bentleys are damn expensive liability. So he's got millions of dollars coming in, you guys. This is how greedy this guy is. He could have paid this off. He had all of this opportunity to pay this money off, and instead, he's like, no, I need a Bentley. No, I need a new house. No, I need $300,000.
I believe that's how the rich live, actually, and a lot of them don't follow their money either.
Close this year. Imagine being that greedy. Imagine.
Well, anyway, so that wasn't the video that I was thinking about, but that is the video that that is the one that's got her into trouble, I think. All right, so I've got to go to Raken, I think she's, read her Twitter, Raken or Katie Joyce? Is she already up? She's pinned that every day women are threatened. Which one am I looking at? Because I'm blocked on both of them. Oh, it's another one here. So there's another Twitter thread here. It says, so every day female reporters are threatened and harassed. We're intimidated, threatened to stop reporting, give up our information, and our lives are threatened. Recent threats to destroy my business unless I give up information will be handled legally. Thank you. Then she says, oh, has that just happened? That's just this morning, is it? My husband is not 2021, 7/11. My husband's on neo-Nazi, and then someone says, no, just UK Joy, this is some high school. You've said you don't mind criticism, so is there anyone missing on this list of people you've had issues with just so far? Just trying to go for the source. Tardy, Emily, Nate the Lawyer, Creepshow Art, The Viewer's Voice, James Charles, Steve McRae, NSS, Sherelle's World, Rich Lux, Truth Sleuth, EBJJ McCormick, Without Any Crystal Balls, Not WICB, Premic, Uni Rock, Dustin Daly, 10 to Life, Dad's Pod Challenge, H3H3 Productions. Oh, what that's going on? 8 Passengers. Oh, wow, it's exciting, Mama Duke. Micah Stuffer Garage, Susan Kalu, Shane Dawson, Beast Tex Beast Boy, Janelle Evans, Jeffree Star, Amber Portwood. It's quite a list there, isn't it? Oh, we've still got more here. Then we've got Kardashians murdered by design. The Duggar family, Marlena Stell, Ryland Adams, Trisha Paytas, Keemstar, Repzillion, Def Noodles, PewDiePie, Angelica Ollies, Unveiling the Mask, Kay Baxter, Krista Exposed, Just Brick Low, Eyeshadow Island, Give Them the Drama, and TD Tots Amanda Pies, and now Smiths. And then someone says, all these people in the past 2 years and everyone else is the problem. Todd, get your wife off the internet. She's terrible at this job. She says all your lives are at stake, and so is your son's future. Take care of your family and get a job so your wife can get help. Then we've got more. We've got Jacqueline Hill, EKC, People Sucks, LB, John Yates, The Preacher Boy, Tina, Ren, Blaira, AT2, Ashley Siren, Ashley Swish, Danielle Cohen, Shen Williams, Backwoods Barbie, Roadhog, Nick Snyder, The Browns, Janelle Evans, the Roloffs. That is one list. Then we've got, oh my, there are so many more. The list is growing every day. Please stop. You are a victim of your own circumstances. This has nothing to do with you being a female, and you have no credibility as a reporter because you cause problems. She's a gossip column. Nondescript. Hashtag nondescript. So there you go. They are all the people that have had, that she's had issues with, Wind Whispers. Just to point out that with a list like that, they all can't be the problem. You can't have a list like that where everybody else is the problem. Can you? Can everybody be the problem? There's one common denominator. I saw that. Well, I know that she called me out. I don't know. I've got to get my name added onto that because she calls me problems. Hello, Jean. How are you? Well, it's everybody else. Everybody else but me. Everybody else but me. All right, where is it? It's here somewhere. Where is it? I thought it was here. I thought Raken had done one where she had I'm just trying to find it. I can't find it. Yeah, well, I'm trying to keep busy. That's the only way you can do it it's the only thing you can do really is to be busy. You have to name all your streams after her to get added to her list. Oh, dear me. I can't find it. I've seen it. I'm sure Reddit's got it. I just got to find it on Reddit. Good night, the Fox. So I said, I don't really have much else to do. I've just got to put together church for Sunday and then that's it. So, tomorrow. All right, I'm just seeing what else is here. thing is, I just saw it recently. I can't find it. Why is it you can't find it when you want it, but when you don't want it, you find it? Because as soon as I finish, we'll find it. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'll have to find it for later. But Reddit's got everything on it because they've got all the original articles and everything. So I don't see more posts. So I'll have to go back. Actually, probably back a little bit further. Oh, well, I've still put on weight. So yeah, I've still put on weight, unfortunately. Just looking for a video at the moment. Seeing posts. Can't find the one I want. Anyway, so it's just very interesting how doesn't seem to be very, it doesn't you put it in my Discord. Thanks, Ellie. Let me just grab that. I knew it was somewhere. I knew I had it, but I've seen it. Cool. Oh, that's where it is. I was looking under the wrong name. I was looking under. All right, here we go. This is what we're looking for. This is where. So Todd has said. Todd has maintained that his wife would never say anything like this. Okay. Oh no, Katie would never say anything about somebody's sexuality. You saw it.
Scheming.
All right.
From him. I also get the sense that he is not a heterosexual man. He's always evaded that question too.
All right, let me take that back, just in case you missed it the first time.
I know.
Todd said people are mixing Katie up with a fake Katie, and that she would never say anything like that. You replied to Toad's comment. All right, cool. I'll have to have a look.
Like I said, I never watched this show because I got like schemy, scammy vibes from him. I also get the sense that he is not a heterosexual man. He's always evaded that question too. He's always like played and toyed with the fact that, he can have all the sex. That was always the thing about him that I was like, stop lying. Just be gay. Like, that's the one thing I hate is that when people are so religious that they feel like they can't be themselves. So that was the only fraud that I thought was going on. But now he had that fraud going on, and then he wants to have the appearance of being wealthy. So who knows what drove what here. And then as he makes more and more money, instead of doing the right thing to pay the government, he just spends all of his time defrauding the government.
This is why he's saying he wants to sue her for defamation.
It's insane. Absolutely insane. He could be bisexual. I don't know. I just don't get the straight vibes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sexually fluid, so I feel like I have a decent gaydar or radar.
Hang on. She says she's sexually fluid. Isn't she? Doesn't she say she's bisexual? So she was sexually fluid. I know, I saw that cheap glass. I actually saw some of that. She just said she's sexually fluid, but she's been telling us all she's bisexual. Are you? Can you? Here's. I need to just ask a question, and because I literally don't know, can you change? Can you go from being fluid to bi? Can you do that? I'm generally asking. I really don't know. I'm ignorant. Or is it that she didn't know exactly what she was? That's the only explanation I can come up with. But she's just declared to everybody that she's fluid. She's sexually fluid.
So I feel like I have a decent date.
So she's got a
He
decent
could be
gaydar.
bisexual. I don't know. I just don't get the straight vibes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sexually fluid, so I feel like I have a decent gaydar or radar for that kind of stuff. I don't know.
So that footage in itself proves that you think she's just questioning? Okay. Because, as I said, I really don't know. I really don't know. She could be saying fluid in the wrong context. Okay. But that doesn't mean you can tell what other people are. Right. Okay. You don't. Christine doesn't think she understands what she's saying. Okay. Well, that's what I was sort of hoping that. Well, I don't know. That needs to be put. It does need to be put under Toad's tweet, doesn't it? What I'll do is I'll put it in the chat, and Will, you can go for your life. Tell him to check that out. Really? There you go, Will. There you go, Will. You can put that in under, and you can say, well, Toad, who is this? Hey, who is this? She has more style. He has more style than her. She's got lots of front, though. I have to give her that. We have a saying. She's got more front than Woolworths, which is a grocery store. It would be like saying she's got more front than Walmart type thing. So she's already on Instagram this morning. Oh, she's on Instagram already. That's right. She had to take some time on. Let me show you. We're going to go through have a look at Instagram. Because she, you know how, I don't know whether I showed you, but Todd had a picture of one of the cats with a big scratch on its face. Or she mentioned it in a live. Anyway, she had to take the cat to the vet. And it's now got a cone of shame. Oh, this is how my planner turned out for the month. So this is my planner for the month. This is Washi musical notes. This is our lockdown here. Everything to here is now non-existent. Oh, that's going to be classic. Well, yeah, so everything from there to there. And let me just tell you, this is from Plan to Create. These little images are from Plan to Create. Plan to Create. Plan to Create. Plan to Create. There's lots of Plan to Create here. So there's a lot of her stickers on here, by the way. That's Washi. Anyway, you saw the cat with cone of shame here. Anyway, so here she goes. So this is her every day. A woman gets harassed. I've got. Oh, really? Your cat's got 2 kidney stones. This is her cat with the cone of shame. Poor kitty cat. Had to take the middle of the day to get this cone of shame. Poor guy got scratched by his brother and won't leave the scratch alone. Thankfully, it's not infected. And he's got to have antibiotics. I hope they took the other one to get the nails trimmed. And then this is it. This is her rise and shine. Good morning, everyone. Get the coffee brewing. So there you go. She's up. Oh, well, we'll have to check now. We'll be checking now to see whether you get any further comments. But for him to say that she wouldn't do it would mean that he's got no idea what she does, in my opinion. Hello, Katie Joe, if you're watching. I see you watching me, watching you. Oh, really? So I need to go back and have a look? All right, let's go have a look. I see you watching me, watching you. And I know that Cactus Bill's going on shortly too. So I'm going to finish very shortly. So those of you that want to jump over can do that. Because I don't like taking, if I know a creator's got a stream coming up, I don't like to take their time, So, although she's not in lockdown and I am, to be fair, all fair's in love and war. I can't find it now. Where is it? Look, I couldn't imagine what it would be like knowing the world. I couldn't imagine what it would be like. It would be horrifying. But there's only one person that can do something about it, as far as I'm concerned. And at what point, though, do you go, surely everybody else can't be wrong? Oh, surgery? Oh, no. It's no good. All right, let's have a look. Her cat, apparently the cat they were fighting, apparently. It says this, I'm commenting at the start of the door at the video. How can it be defamation if KJ believed the stories given by his own daughter? This is about gaining evidence against his daughter through his discovery. He knows she just threw Swanson under a bus, so thinks if he spends money, he can get her to do the same. That's what she now has. I listened to it now and I stand by what I said, but wow, this is defo using the courts. But that's the problem that I've got, is that they know now, everybody knows that she will sing like a canary. Let's have a look. Oh, I didn't get there, did I? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Right, after this, I'm going to head off and then I check last. Right, so let's have a look. Oh, wow. I fully admit I have no idea what the heck happens in your house or with your wife. I only know the window through which she lets everything out shows. But I do know the response to what happens if I delete evidence from Google which is where I got the quote pasted from my replies. Your wife literally broke down in tears during the last lawsuit on the live, crying about the cost of it. And your last lawyer filed his receipts for just one response to one of the filings in it. So the public has a tiny piece of an idea of what it will cost to file. Would you want her breaking down and trying more? I do not wish that mental toll on anyone, especially a whole family. Your wife is addicted to drama and social media. She keeps getting in these cycles and doesn't even realize she's her own worst enemy. Get her some help. The sooner you realize it, the better for your family it will be. He won't like it, Will. He will tell you she doesn't have an addiction. Did you say that you put the link in there as well? Under the reply? Yeah, that's where it needs to go. Because he says, remember, it says Haha, it's kind of, but on the other hand, it sucks because people are coming for Katie for calling him a closeted homosexual. She would never say something like that, yet we saw it. No, I'm just saying he's not going to like it. He's going to be very, I can't see him taking that very happy. Can't see him taking it very well. I know. Hello, KJ. So anyway, so on that note, thank you all for joining me. Please make sure you hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, I'm sorry, I forgot to turn the subscribers only thing off. I'm only doing it for tonight anyway. So thank you for joining me. And I only do it so that you can be a subscriber for as long as you need to be. And make sure that you like the stream. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day, night, whatever it is at your place. And I will catch you again soon. Probably tomorrow. There'll probably be a couple of uploads, but I'll catch you again soon. All right, catch you later. Bye.